Thanks for tuning in and welcome. With this 6-part video series on bioenergy, I would like to give you an introduction to bioenergy production from biomass. In this second episode, What is bioenergy? Following a short introduction, we will go into the following points in detail. Point 1. Bioenergy is the most important domestic energy source. Point 2. Biomass is based on various raw material sources from agriculture, forestry and waste management. Point 3. There is a wide variety of application areas and technical solutions for all areas of the energy transition. As always, a short summary will conclude this episode. Let's start. There is hardly any form of energy that is more familiar to us than bioenergy. The cultural history of humanity began with the taming of fire. It even changed our bodies. Cooking food made it easier to digest food and made our intestines shorter. As less energy was needed for digestion, then the evolution successfully invested in the remaining energy into our brains. In addition to warmth, the fire also brought light into the darkness and subsequently free time to use our brains for other activities than food gathering. For long periods of time, all the energy we needed was provided through the use of plants. As we started to settle down, water power was added to the use of fire and later wind power, which was available to use in addition to our own muscle power and that of animals. A new era began with the invention of the steam engine, electricity and engines. The fire could now be used to replace muscle power. The use of coal, oil and natural gas made it possible to provide enormous amounts of energy, and the use of plants for energy production was reduced to a niche. Large areas previously used for feeding draft animals were now available for food and meat production. The invention of artificial fertilizer also made high harvests possible, and many of the areas used for agriculture shrank and became forested. Today, in Austria, almost 50% of our territory is covered with forests. Bioenergy is the most important domestic energy source. Currently, we use around 12 million tons of biomass to provide energy in Austria, which is around 1/4 of the biomass used in Austria. This amount covers about 20% of our energy needs. Therefore, bioenergy is the most important renewable energy source, ahead of hydropower. This provides about 10% of the energy requirement, wind 2% and photovoltaics about 1%. The major part of the energy consumption is still covered by fossil fuels, such as fossil oil, natural gas and some coal. For the energy transition, for example, the reduction of energy consumption and the expansion of renewable energies, biomass can provide half of the energy consumption. In episode 4, How much bioenergy, we will further discuss this matter. 1 kilogram of absolute dry biomass has an energy content of around 5 kilowatt-hours, which corresponds to half a liter of heating oil or half a cubic meter of natural gas. Part 1. Biomass is based on various raw material sources from forestry, agriculture and waste management. Bioenergy is largely based on byproducts and residues from forest management, wood harvesting, wood processing and wood disposal. It accounts for around 80% of the current bioenergy use. The most original form is firewood, which is simply tree trunks that have been cut into lengths of 25 to 100 centimeters, then split and usually dried in the forest. Tree parts that are not suitable for this process are chopped into wood chips in machines and delivered directly to its place of use. Sawdust resulting from wood processing is dried and pressed into pellets and usually delivered to customers in sacks or special trucks. In addition to these woody biomasses that arise in the forest or in the wood industry, but also from the maintenance of parks, gardens, roads or railways embankments, there are stalk-like biomasses, which are non-woody and are mainly produced in agriculture, such as straw, green waste and landscape hay. Liquid manure and manure of residues from the sewage treatment plant are also to be named as biomass that can be used for energy. Another sector is waste, which range from organic waste to slaughterhouse or dairy waste as well as byproducts of food production and spoiled food. In some cases, biomass is grown on agricultural land, which includes oil plants, elephant grass, fast-growing tree species, as well as special types of corn. However, woody biomass are the easiest to use, and they are available in such a large scale in Austria that agricultural residues are only used for energy to a limited extent. Part 2. There is a wide variety of application areas and technical solutions for all areas of the energy transition. The simplest option is to use bioenergy for a campfire, because the technology costs nothing, but it releases smoke, smells, is unhealthy and very inefficient. But of course, it's still nice and warm. However, modern bioenergy has got nothing to do with the campfire. The classic biomass boiler is the most popular method for households. The biomass is being burned off in a controlled manner in the boiler and heats water, which is then fed via pipes to radiators or walls or underfloor heating. Wood stoves are tiled stoves that are usually additional heating systems that emit the heat directly into the room. Here logs or pellets are usually used. In local and district heating system and in the wood industry, larger biomass boilers are installed. These are usually heated with wood chips. In addition to heat, some of these systems can produce electricity as well, typically by heating steam that drives a turbine. A more recent development is gas production from wood. This creates a flammable gas that can be directly drive an engine, be fed into the gas network, or be processed into liquid fuel. Particularly, wet, moist and non-woody biomass can be processed in a biogas plant. In this case, microorganisms take over the conversion of the biomass into gas. Last but not least, plants can also be fermented into alcohol and be used as a substitute for gasoline. Vegetable oils can also be chemically converted and are often chemically processed together with used cooking oil in order to produce biodiesel. Let's summarize this episode. There are many different types of biomass and also many different ways of providing and using bioenergy. In Austria, wood fuels are the most important source of bioenergy, accounting for 80% of the energy use of biomass, followed by biodiesel, bioethanol and biogas. While wood is primarily used for heat production in households, in district heating systems and also in electricity production, biogas is mostly used to generate electricity, and biodiesel and bioethanol are used in transport. There is an alternative for every fossil energy application that is based on solid, gaseous or liquid bioenergy. Bioenergy can technically do the same thing as fossil energy and even better. It grows back, it is renewable. In the next episode, how much bioenergy, you can find out why we need to push bioenergy for the energy transition and how much bioenergy we need for this mission. We are looking forward to reviews and invite you to leave us a comment, suggestion or questions into the comments or forward it to office@biomasseverband.at. Thank you for watching.